Hey there, everybody. Thank you for joining me, as always. Tuesday nights, here we are. Meditation time. I'm having a good week. I'm having a better week than I did last week, so I hope you are too. So there's always a pinned comment on the beginning of the stream with like the intention on there. I forgot to update that, so I missed updating that. So forgive me there. But still, if you're able to see the moon, then I still think you should, first things first, go look at the moon, because I think you should look at the moon anytime you can. So here we are, rolling through March already. Our intention for this week. Completions and beginnings come to me at the right time. It's kind of a long one. It might be one of the longest ones we've had. Completions and beginnings come to me at the right time. So, if you haven't already, take just a second to think about that. When you first hear those words, what are the first couple things that come to your mind? What thoughts, what feelings, what emotions, what affirmations, what like positive or negative, pros or cons, like anything like that, anything that it initiates and brings forward. That is important and that is key to you and your own expression of our intention. So each week I look at the astrology that we have around us. I look at the energies in the sky and I look at what's around us, and I try to come up with an intention that we can share collectively while making our own at the same time. So this week, completions and beginnings come to me, but not only do they come to me, they come to me at the right time. And that second part is really, really important to me. Completions and beginnings come to me at the right time. So, this week when I sat down to look at where everything was sitting and looking at the chart, rolling through the days, I kept seeing this theme of like completions and endings. And then I was thinking, okay, thinking too far into this probably, but is it beginnings and completions? Is it completions and is it beginnings? It's kind of like which came first, the chicken or the egg situation here. And I went with completions and beginnings because in order for a new door to open, another door has to close. In order for a new cycle to start, something else has to end. So I went with the completions and the endings here first in that matter. I do want to start by saying that these meditations, although they are totally astrologically based, you can make them as spiritual or as mundane as you would like it to be for your own experience. If I'm talking about something in a very like spiritual, very metaphysical, like woo-woo way, and that is just not vibing with you, you just leave that part out. I really want to like emphasize that whatever does not resonate here with you, you just leave it behind. And I am totally open to taking those comments too and taking those suggestions as long as they're done in a nice way. So this week, when I was looking at the chart, here we go. When I put up the chart, done this a couple times. Here's a picture of the astrology chart for 8:30 p.m. tonight, so our starting time for our meditation, and it's set to Holland, Michigan, to where I'm located at. So this is the current astrological chart for where I am at. The planets are still in the same position where you are, even if you're somewhere else. They would just be like in a different location on the chart there. So the first thing that I noticed was this big stack up of energy we have in these two parts that I have highlighted in red over on it would be the right side of the chart. We have this stack up of energy in Pisces and Aries right now. So the top section is Aries, and the bottom section that I have highlighted in red is Pisces. Next to the number 6 in the blue there, in the blue ring in the middle, and Aries Just trying to break this down for the people that are not used to looking at astrology charts, because I'm not going to assume that you are. Next to the number 7 in the blue, that top red section there, that's Aries. So we have three bodies in the sign of Aries right now. We have Venus and Jupiter and Chiron, all in that order from top to bottom for those three symbols there. And then in Pisces, we have Neptune, the Sun, Mercury, and then we have Saturn. Saturn has most recently went into Pisces. So we have this focus on Aries and Pisces energy. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, okay? It's the first sign in the zodiacal wheel. It's the first sign after, that starts with the spring equinox, which is what starts our zodiacal year here with the, in our Western zodiac. So we have the stack up of energy in Pisces, which is the last sign of the zodiac, and then we have the stack up of energy in Aries, which is the beginning of the zodiac. And we have this correlating right with the time that we are getting ready to complete our current zodiacal year and start a new one fresh with Aries, okay? Aries is all about initiation, start, quick moving, birth, new things. Aries brings with it a breath of youthful fresh air. Very much like wanting to start, not always following things through, but very much wanting to start something new and initiate. Pisces, completion, contemplation, review, judgment even. Pisces is the place where we kind of have like one foot on the ground and one foot up in the spiritual realm. So we're kind of pulled between the two here. People with strong Pisces placements feel that, especially like Pisces risings, I feel like really feel that tug and pull motion of Pisces here. So we have this big stack up of energy within the last zodiacal sign and the first zodiacal sign. So we have completions and we have beginnings. Saturn, like I said, most recently entered Pisces last week, and that is the first sign change for Saturn since 2022. So that's significant right there. We talked about last week how Saturn has been its own sign, its own signs since 2017, first Capricorn and then entered Aquarius in 2020. So now that Saturn is in Pisces, it's not as comfortable as it was through its own signs. Now it's thrown into this watery, emotional, half in reality and half not in reality sign here. Where with Saturn, we typically think of things like structure and boundaries and limitations, things that hold us back. But I've also mentioned recently that there is a spiritual side to there's a spiritual side to Saturn too. In ancient astrology, before the outer planets were discovered, Saturn was the farthest known planet, and it's still the farthest planet that we can see with our visible eye. So there is this representation with Saturn that correlates with this position of completions and moving from the material world and the physical world and like our reach and into like the celestial sphere, which is that which is beyond what we are able to see and what we are able to reach. I don't know, hopefully that's making a little bit of sense. So we have this stack up of energy in Pisces, this spiritual sign, right? The sign of completions. And we have Saturn entering into this mix too. It's going to be here for a couple of years. It's going to be here for a while. So I feel like this is very much like something dissolving, so that way something else can be born. Wherever Pisces is in your chart, you're going to have new structures and you're going to have things drifting away and you're going to have other things coming forward. And now we're going to be moving into Aries season. So we're going to be moving forward to where we have this stack up of energy already, and we're going to be having new beginnings. We're going to be having initiations here. We also have a Sun-Mercury conjunction going on. That is going to be coming up, I think it's the 16th, so I think that's on Thursday. So looking at our chart there, you will see Sun and Mercury together in the sign of Pisces. The little circle with the dot in the middle, that is the Sun, and then the little symbol right below that, that is Mercury, okay? So these two are moving closer together. Mercury's moving closer to the Sun, and when they conjoin, they're going to conjoin at 25 degrees of Pisces. And then what do we also have sitting at 25 degrees of Pisces? We have Neptune sitting there. So this Sun-Mercury conjunction, which is coming ahead, which is going to start a new phase within the current Mercury cycle, is going to be conjoining with Neptune at the same time that it makes this conjunction. So this right here, this is where I came to the ending of our intention at the right time. So completions and beginnings will come to me at the right time. Throwing Pisces and throwing Neptune in here, I feel this level of faith and this level of trusting something else, this level of throwing the normal hesitations kind of to the wind and going with something, completing something and starting something new here. So at the right time, I feel like that is really important. I feel like with Neptune sitting right here with the Sun-Mercury conjunction that we have coming forward, I feel like we're being reminded to trust the process and trust the cycles that our life and our path are all about. That's individual to each of us and different to every one of us. So we're bringing in this very like ethereal, this like completion, and with like something completing, being done, being used. So therefore it's going to start to unravel and it's going to start to come apart, and it's going to start to dissolve because it's not useful anymore. But then those pieces that are left behind, they're going to come through in Aries, and you're going to be able to make something new with it, okay? And Neptune, Pisces, our connection to source and our connection to spirit, okay? Trust the process and trust and know that at the right time, these completions and these beginnings come to us. Even if in our conscious mind here, like within this physical reality and this body that we're in and this life that we're in, we don't consciously know that. Your soul knows that, and that's what's really important. And I already mentioned that we have the spring equinox coming up in a week, so that's the beginning of the zodiacal new year and the beginning of Aries season, the new zodiacal year, where we will start the wheel over again from Aries. So I just really see this theme of completions and beginnings, and coming to us at the right time, and trusting that the process is coming to us when it is supposed to. And that's having faith in whatever it is that you want to have faith in. That's having faith in yourself. That's having faith in a higher power, having faith in those that are around you are doing things according to their own path and their own highest good, or where they should be, at least within their path. And I don't say that in a judging way, because like where somebody is on their right path doesn't always necessarily denote good and bad, good and evil, things like that. I don't know. That's a rabbit hole. I guess I probably shouldn't try to get down that. So completions and beginnings come to me at the right time. Trusting the process and trusting that the source is going to come through. I have a small little section that I wanted to read. I'm running a little bit longer than normal, maybe, on this beginning part before we get to our meditation. So really quick, if you can bear with me for just a second, I want to read this little bit of section, this small section out of this common translation and conglomeration from of the Hermetica that I've been reading. So this is the Hermetica version from Tarcher Cornerstones edition by Timothy Frake and Peter Yandy. And I've read through this a couple times, and if you're not familiar with the Hermetica, this is the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, ancient Greek teachings. Anyways, the whole book is, or all the phrases and all the sections of it are, the gist of it is Hermes delivering like eternal truth and knowledge, creation of the cosmos, creation of human, of man, and our relationship with the cosmos. All kinds of really great information in here. I totally suggest that you read it. It's a super short read. It reads really easy too. If you're interested in philosophy and things like that. Anyways, you don't have to know all of the teachings and whatnot that are in the Hermetica. You don't have to understand Hermetic philosophy to hear this small little paragraph. So don't feel, just take what you can from it, okay? So this is towards the back of the book from this section called Secret Teachings. So this is towards the end of the book after Hermes has revealed lots of great eternal truths and lots of different information about God, cosmos, man, things like that, how they relate together. So he says, "Only if you contemplate all that I have said, you will know it to be true. If you do not, you will not believe me. For belief grows from contemplation, and disbelief from lack of thought. Speech alone cannot convey the truth, but the power of the mind is extraordinary. And when it has been led by speech to think things through thoroughly, it can find peace of true beliefs. Only if grasped by thought in this way will my teachings be understood. Only if you contemplate all that I have said, you will know it to be true." Now, I find that this section really speaks to the meditation and what we are doing here. So, personally, I find that like revelations and truth and knowledge and peace and feeling like connected to source comes from these times when I sit and silence and I contemplate and I think and little things pop into my head, much more than like listening to somebody else tell me how I should think or how I should feel or how I should connect to source or anything like that. So within these contemplations, within thinking about the energies that are around us, within meditating on the guiding forces that we have around us, which are the planets and the energies and the gods that work through the stars and the planets and the constellations, we can be closer to that eternal truth from the one great source, whatever it is that you believe that one source is. So I feel that this little section is inviting us to turn inward, try to silence our mind, and look inward for that connection with source. Like I said at the very beginning of this, you can make this practice as mundane or spiritual as you want to. If the spirituality aspect of it does not work for you, you just leave it behind. You are then just focusing on the cycles of life that all of us have to go through. So here we are together on Tuesday nights ready to meditate and ready to contemplate on these thoughts that we have around us. So, completions and beginnings come to me at the right time. Focusing on having faith, focusing on trying to have some understanding that life is a process of cycles, and there is divine guidance behind all of that, okay? And things come to us at the right time, whether we think they do is the right time or not. It's the right time within the context of the universe and of our soul. And I think all of that is just like way bigger than any of us can really comprehend and wrap our head around. So that's a really pared down way to say it, but the universe supports you, and our intentions are always supported. But when you follow the energies that are around us, like what the planets are guiding us towards, you can use that energy and that guiding force within your own free will to do whatever the hell it is that you want to do and move forward in your life. It's when we're not paying attention to these energies and we're going against the guiding forces, that's when the struggles, I don't want to say that's when the struggles come, but that's when the struggles seem just overwhelming and uncomprehendable. So today we're going to focus on completions and beginnings coming to us at the right time. So we always start with lighting our intentional candle. Hey Michelle, good to see you. We gotta catch up, we gotta chit chat. We're gonna start with lighting our candle. We always use a white intentional candle here because white is universal, and white brings not only purity but clarity and can be used to amplify any intentions that any and all intentions that we have and that we make. So always feel free to personalize this intention, add more to it, take away from it, whatever it is that works for you. So as we light our intentional candle here, we will see the flame start to light. At least I can see the flame. I don't know if you can. There you go. Now you can. So we light our candle, and as the flame grows, our intention grows. So if you have not already, find a nice comfortable position. Sit up on a pillow or a block or anything that you need. Grab a blanket and get yourself comfortable. We start by recognizing our breath. We start by noticing our breath. Remember, I always want you to start by just making space for where your breath is at the moment that you come here. How are you feeling today? How has your day been? Be honest with yourself. How is your breath right now? Without changing it, does your breath seem deep or shallow? Is it steady or is it sporadic? Is your natural breath calming? Or is it working against the vital systems of your body? What about your shoulders and your neck? Are you tense or are you relaxed? What are you carrying on your shoulders? On your next breath in, we're going to bring some intention into it. So I want you to take a nice, big, deep breath in. And as you exhale that breath, I want you to feel your shoulders relax. Good, nice job. They relaxed just a little bit, didn't they? Still a little tension there, though, isn't there? Go ahead, take another big deep breath in. And on the exhale, relax your shoulders. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, relax just a little bit deeper. Continue this process on your own as many times as you have to. Being open, we're being honest with ourselves here. And if it feels like your shoulders are relaxed and you are not holding any more tension, that is great and that is wonderful. Move down further and spread that awareness around your body. If you're still at your shoulders, that's okay. Let's keep breathing that breath in and out. Notice the cycle of your breath. Notice that cycle and that pattern of air coming in to your body, into your lungs, expanding your lungs. Abdomen may distend from all of that oxygen you're holding in your body, and you feel full and content. And then as you exhale, feel that air rise up out of your lungs, up through your throat, and out your nose or your mouth. The ending and completion of that breath cycle. So then we start a new beginning at the right time of a new cycle of breath. Take a nice big deep breath in. You feel that positive air, positive energy, that life-giving force of oxygen that keeps your body systems moving, entering your body, filling your lungs. This time your diaphragm moves down. Abdomen distends as your navel moves away from your spine. If you're able to, hold your breath here for just a moment. First cue is to always listen to your breath and stop at any time if you feel any discomfort. Exhale that air. Exhaling the breath from your lungs up through your throat and out through your nose or your mouth. At that time, your diaphragm moves back into its position. Navel moves back to a neutral position as well. And you exhale CO2. You exhale carbon dioxide. You exhale the waste products from your body. Breathe in oxygen. Breathe out CO2. Breathe in love and positivity and abundance. Breathe out fear, frustration, anger, stuckness, discontent. Continue this process in this cycle of breath on your own. Take note of the beginning of the cycle, where the breath starts to enter your body, cools your mouth and the back of your throat. And take note of the completion of the cycle, when you have completely exhaled from your lungs. Your breath is a cycle of beginnings and completions that come at exactly the right time. In fact, most of the time, this is automatic and we don't even have to remind ourselves to breathe. In most situations, our body will automatically perform this process for us at exactly the right time. Your breath is your reminder of our intention. Your breath is the reminder every day that you have with you at all times that completions and beginnings come to you at exactly the right time. Beginnings and completions are part of cycles and moving from one cycle to another. Moving from one part of life to another, from one day to another. Our breath and our life consists of cycles, completions, and beginnings. Every day we have completions of darkness and beginnings of daylight. And then at the end of the day, we have the completion of light and the beginning of darkness. We go through rhythms of being awake and sleeping, beginnings and completions, levels of consciousness. Our routines run on cycles. We wake up, we get ready, go to work, tend to the children, clean the house, prepare meals, complete the activities of the day, go to sleep, completion of that routine, wake up, beginning of the next routine and the next day. Our bodies and our major organ systems and processes run on cycles. Our body runs on various positive and negative feedback loop systems, which are cycles that regulate our body and keep us level. Your cycles of seasons. Beginning of warmth, completion of warmth, beginning of cold temperatures, completion of cold temperatures, beginnings and completions of life and death. Our life cycles through high points and low points. Beginnings and completions come to us at the right time. Trusting that process can be difficult. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say that it's not. But when we spend time in contemplation, just as the Hermetica says, we can understand the truth and the higher knowledge. And when we study the cycles and the energies that are around us, when I study astrology and follow the energies around us, reminds me that life is a process of cycles. There are beginnings and there are completions, and they come exactly on time, right when they're supposed to. Trusting the process, trusting the higher source, trusting that you are on the right path for your soul, and you are exactly where you are supposed to be at this moment. Completions, Pisces. The Sun and Mercury are sitting there with Neptune and Saturn right now. Our mind and our thoughts and our perception and our source, our light within us, are sitting in the sign of completions, with the planet that dissolves, Neptune, undoing what is no longer necessary, what will no longer serve your highest good, and Saturn, structure, limitations, routines, and schedules. Saturn comes behind Neptune and structurizes so we can build on that foundation. The watery sign of the fish. If you want to use this in a spiritual direction, Please go for it. Aries, the sign of the initiator, the sign of the quick start, ready to go. That second when the light turns green, when you're sitting at a red stoplight or a red traffic light. Jupiter, the benevolent expander, the philosopher, sitting right with Chiron, our wounds and our struggles and our baggage and that which we hold very tight to. Sometimes we carry it around like a heavy weight on our back or a chain on our leg. Jupiter is coming around to bless us in that area. And Venus has made its way through fiery Aries. Love, beauty, harmony, desire. The eternal goddess and divine feminine that is in all of us, no matter your physical gender. Completions are stacking up in the sign of Pisces, and beginnings are stacking up in the sign of Aries. We are ready for the completions and the beginnings. And we trust in divine timing. That does not denote its difficulty. That does not say it's not difficult. It can't be a struggle sometimes. The only way to move forward is to recognize all sides of the coin, all aspects of it, and then move forward with the positive. Now is the time to set your sights on what you are going to complete and what you are going to begin. The spring equinox is coming. Aries season. Fiery new beginnings are coming if you reach for them and you go for them. Take a moment now to set your intentions for the spring equinox, whatever it is that you want to bring forward. Bring forward your intentions and your beginnings now. Whether you say your intention out loud or in your own head, I encourage you to say it out loud if you're able. Feel that intention in your chest. Feel those words in your heart space. intention in your mind and in your heart. And remember that if you contemplate, you will know the truth. And true belief comes from contemplation and meditation. True belief comes from holding that belief within your heart. And right now I want you to hold that intention. That is your truth. Before we end our meditation, I want you to take a moment to say thank you. And I want you first to say thank you to yourself for showing up here for yourself, for the others in the group, for me, and for the world, and for human consciousness. Because when we raise our energetic vibration, and when we come from levels of happiness and joy and love, that raises the energy of those around us. So as we raise our energy, we raise the energy of the world, of Mother Earth, and its inhabitants. So thank you for being here. Completions and beginnings will come to you at exactly the right time. Trust the process and know that when one door closes, another will open, even if we don't see it right away. What goes up must come down. What goes in must come out. As above, so below. As within, so without. Namaste and blessings to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I always appreciate all of you that come here and join us in these intentions and in these meditations. So every Sunday, that is when I release a new intention. I'd like to get some conversation going about these intentions and how they work out for you throughout the week. So next week, if you feel up to it and you feel like sharing, let us know how this intention goes for you this week. So I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to say it again. I want you to bring this intention into your life this week, and I want you to bring it into each day somehow. So write it down on a sticky note, put it in your phone, put it somewhere that you will see it, put it on your mirror or by your coffee pot, somewhere that you will see it once a day, if not more than once a day. Because the more that you bring it in, the more you're going to think about it and you're going to pull it into your own context, okay? The intention easily even though I look to like the energy and the astrology and what's around us and these guiding forces and the gods that are talking to us through astrology, um, the intention easily could have been something different based off of the interactions going on. It's not a whole lot different than how one transit can manifest differently for all of us, because we all have different lives, we all have different paths, we all have different plans, and we are all different, right? We're all individuals. So I encourage you to take the intention and pull it into your own life, your own way. Um, Thank you to all of you that are joining us. I see the comments, and thank you. I appreciate you. I'm always here. If anybody ever needs to reach out, you have anything to say, you have any critiques or anything you'd like us to bring into this meditation, or anything that you think we should pull out, totally open to constructive criticism. And yeah, if there's anything you want to talk through or work through with this intention, let me know. Any specific things that stood out, or if you want to know like where these specific transits line up in your own chart and you got your information, let me know. So thank you. Next Sunday, I will release a new intention on the Meditative Astrologer Facebook page, and then disperse it to social media, as well as the Facebook event that is always created that correlates with each meditation. So on Facebook, on the Meditative Astrologer Facebook page, I always have an event created that correlates with that week's intention. So I share the intention there as well. And that's a great place to share private conversation with those that that are sharing this intention with us, because if they're in the event, then they're going to be in this meditation here. So that's a good place for that. So until next week, thank you. Go forward. Completions and beginnings will come to you, and they will come to you at the right time, okay? Use this Pisces and Aries energy, and use the spring equinox, whatever it is that you want to bring forward every single day. And in addition, or replace this intention this week, I don't even care. Bring whatever it is that you want to bring forward and manifest every day for the next week. I want you to bring that forward as much as you possibly can. You need any suggestions of ways how to do that? Get a hold of me. Okay. Have a great night. I love you and appreciate you. So thank you.